Hi everyone! Today I want to show you Dream2Art, a tool that helps you create your own book in a clear and structured way. In this video, I'll show you a really fun way to make a book based on your child's drawings. Your child can draw characters, imagine a world and locations, and you can upload those drawings to Dream2Art to turn them into a complete story. After registration, we land on the New Project page. Click Create New Project to open the project settings. Here, we can give our story a title. Don't worry, the title can be changed later. I will call my story Superhero Story. For now, Dream 2. Art allows us to create a book, so we select the book format. The language will be English, and the audience will be children. For text generation, I choose the balanced option. For the story genres, I select sci-fi/science fiction, adventure, and detective. Then I choose the writing style. In this case, it will be a short story. Once everything is ready, I click Create Project. Now we are back in the project settings. Here, I keep the balanced mode. The image format stays 1:1, and the style is still set for children. I don't change the genres. For the page size, I choose A5 with portrait orientation. The language remains English, and the story will be told in third person. Now let's go to the style settings. Here, I want to upload an image with a visual style that I like. I would like the future illustrations to have a similar feeling and style. I also add a text example. For this, I use The Town Musicians of Bremen by the Brothers Grimm. I want my story to have a similar tone, fairy tale-like, simple, and easy for children to understand. There is also a style rules section, but I will leave it empty for now. Now I open the StoryBible section. This is where we create the foundation of the story: worlds, characters, locations, and objects. Let's start with the world. Our first world will be the real world, present time. I leave it as it is and move on to the characters. In the character section, I add the first character. I already have a drawing. My son created these characters himself, and now we will use his drawing as the basis for our character. I upload the image to Visual Inspiration. Then I fill in the character information: appearance, facts, personality, voice, and motivation. I want each of these points to be short, about 2 to 4 words. The balanced model will generate the description for us. Once the description is ready, I check whether it matches the drawing. If needed, I can always edit the text manually. The generated facts work well. They match the picture, so I keep this version. Now it's time to name the character. First, I write that this character is a monster, and then I generate name ideas. The system suggests several options: Grok, Brack, Tuscan, and Grizzle. I choose Grok. So this character will be called Monster Grok. I also add this name to the description. Now I create the second character. This character will also be based on Visual Inspiration, and this time it will be a superhero. I upload the drawing, generate the description, and check the result. The description matches the picture well, so I move on to the name. I specify that this character is a superhero and generate several name options. I choose Captain Theo and delete the other options. So, now we have 2 characters, Monster Grok and Captain Theo. Now that the characters are ready, we can generate images for them. First, I open Monster Grok and generate an image based on the selected style and the drawing I uploaded as Visual Inspiration. The image is generated, and I can preview it. It looks the way I wanted, so I set it as the avatar for the monster. I can do the same for Captain Theo. Open the character, generate an image in the same style, and set it as the avatar. Now let's create the location where the story will take place. I also use Visual Inspiration for the location. I already have a drawing of the place, so I upload it and let the system generate a description. The description is short, but it works for now. For the name, the system suggests The Quiet Lands. I like this option, so we can also generate an image for the location. I open the quiet lens in the location section and create an illustration based on our drawing and chosen style. This gives us a visual version of the place where the story happens. If the result looks good, we can save it for the project. At this point, the basic foundation of the story is ready. We have the world, 2 characters, and the main location. Now we can start creating the first scene. For the first scene, I want to begin with a description of the place where the action happens. I add our characters, the superhero and the monster, and also select the location. I start by asking the system to describe the place where the scene takes place. The first paragraph is generated, and I like the result, so I keep it. Then I add an observation. I write that it seems as if nothing has ever happened in this place. This creates a quiet, calm, and slightly mysterious atmosphere before the action begins. Now I add an action. Monster Grok appears in these quiet lands. This introduces the first character and shows that something is about to happen. Then I add another action. Captain Theo appears to protect the quiet lands. This introduces the superhero and immediately shows his role in the story. Now I add dialogue between the monster and the superhero. This is their first meeting, and the dialogue helps show the conflict. The monster has entered a quiet place, and the superhero wants to protect it. To finish the scene, I add one more action. Captain Theo fights Monster Grok and drives him away. This gives the first scene a clear ending. The superhero protects the quiet lands, and the monster has to leave. If I don't like something in the text, I can always change it. I can delete a fragment, edit a specific part, select a phrase, and rewrite it directly inside the text. I can also change fonts and adjust the formatting. Now the first scene is finished. This was a more manual way of creating a scene. We built it step by step by adding description, observation, action, and dialogue. Now let's move on to the second scene. This time, instead of building the scene in parts, I will generate the whole scene at once. I select the characters, choose the location, and describe what should happen. For this scene, I write that Monster Grok loudly returns to the hills to become friends with Captain Theo. Then I click the generation button and create the full scene. Once the scene is generated, I review the text. If I don't like a word, I can simply delete it or replace it. If one of the blocks does not work, I can regenerate only that block instead of generating the whole scene again. I read through the scene one more time. One action feels like it does not quite fit, so I delete that fragment. Now both scenes are ready, and the story is complete. Now I review the story again, the first scene and the second scene. Then I return to the outline section. Here, I can see that both scenes are now inside the first chapter. The last step is exporting the book. I choose Export Book, select the file format, and for now, I choose PDF document. Then I click Download. The book is downloaded to the computer, and our book is ready.